Okay, right. Let's start. Okay. Um, right. So, hello everyone. Hello, and good to see you all. And yes, I do have an apology to make before we start anything. So, um, guys, as people that don't believe in God, right? People that don't believe in God, we don't have a rule book that tells us how we should behave or not behave. But we do try our best to be good people. We try. We try our best to be good, right? So it looks like I've upset some people. And I wanted to take my time to apologize. Um, if anyone is offended, I am sorry. I will explain exactly what I'm trying to say. So, when we host these lives, guys, people come and we don't know who is going to come on the platform and who isn't, right? We don't know. And so some people come along and they would say things and do things. Now, in that moment, as a host, in that moment, you're thinking of so many things at the one time, right? You're thinking about how to engage with your followers. The people watching. You're thinking about all the people. There's so many things going on. Things will be said and things will be done that is not pleasing to the people who join the stream and the people who are moderators, right? Um, 2 days ago, something happened on my live. Someone came and she was very rude. She was very rude, right? Now, it turns out that I, some people feel that I shouldn't have allowed it to continue. By allowing it to continue, that I was complicit in her uh, insults of the people on my panel. Um, and so, to the moderators that were trying to bring her down, this particular girl, um, I kept asking, please bring her back up. I apologize because maybe in that moment I was, you might have felt that I was trying to demean you. I'm not trying to do that. I wasn't trying to do that. And what was the other thing? Um, yeah, allowing her to continue to insult my moderators. Moderators, I apologize. Um, I might say things and do things that I am not. In that moment, a lot of things happen. There are no excuses. I'm not here trying to make excuses. I'm not here trying to, um, you know, say that I I should have been a bit more concerned about my own moderators because it looks like I was concerned about her. I had my reasons why I wanted to speak to her. So to the moderators, I apologize. Bianca, thank you. Right. I have to hold myself accountable because I have lost a friend because of that particular incident. I have now lost a friend, but I I still want to apologize to all the people who were here and all the people, especially the moderators. Um, you do a wonderful job, and let me say thank you for what you do in this little space. It's very small what we do here. It's not a big platform, but it is a big deal, and I do appreciate each and every one of you. um so yeah, I just wanted to say sorry, especially to the moderators. um you know if I allowed you guys to be insulted, I apologize. If I've allowed you guys to be insulted other times, not just that time, I apologize. I cannot control other people's actions. I can only control my actions. So if you felt insulted, if you felt that you were spoken to in a manner in which you didn't like, once again, sorry. Um, but I need people to understand. I want to have healthy conversations with people. I don't want to be the angry atheist, right? Because as atheists, we already have the bad perception of us, that we are angry, right? We never let other people speak. We never let this, we never let that. But I want to be able to have conversations with people. It's having conversations that got me to the place where I am, right? Debates and this sort of thing. So once again, my apologies. So some people may not know you. If you were not here for that live, you may not understand. But this is going to be, just broad. If you have ever come to my platform and felt you've been disrespected, I apologize. Things will happen, things will be said, but you know, um, in the long run, TikTok is such a moving space, right? So I don't want to take anybody for granted, right? So yeah. So I hope you guys have accepted my apology. I mean, you don't have to accept my apology. You don't have to. But I have lost a friend because of that incident that happened on that day. So, but I do apologize though. I do apologize. No, it's not about whether I owe you. It's not about whether I owe you or not. It just sometimes you don't think that that's what's happening, and sometimes you don't hear everything what's being said. And in that moment, I didn't catch some of the things that that person said. I didn't catch what that girl said. That was, so I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So, yeah, apology over. Um, right. Let's do this. Um, the apology is for allowing my own people to be disrespected on my platform, allowing my moderators to be disrespected. If my moderators drop people, asking for them to be, the person that was dropped to come back up. I like having conversations with people, right? I sometimes I get it. Some of these people can be very, very obnoxious. I get it. You know, but if you understand the kind of conversations that I like to have, I hope that you would not think that I'm trying to disrespect you by asking. I'm talking to the moderators now, by asking that you bring the person back, right? Please don't think that I'm trying. No, I want to have conversations. Yeah. Okay. Right, guys, let's talk about this guy here. How many of you know him? How many of you know um, this guy? Some of you may or may not. And guys, like I've said to you on my platform, when I have one preacher here, when I have one pastor here, you can apply the same thing to any preacher at all. So even if you don't know who this person is, the same can be applied to any preacher, any, especially the ones that are actively scamming people. And this one is definitely a scammer. This guy, he is definitely a scammer. But for some weird reason, young people seem to like him. There are people that are willing to fight you for this guy. And I don't know what exactly he teaches. I don't know what exactly he preaches. I don't know. Bishop Andrew says this is the apostle with many anointing. I don't know. Thank you, Count Contilla. Thank you. It's not nice to lose friends, but I've sadly lost a friend because of what happened 2 days ago. But I mean, yeah, I have apologized, so never mind. Um, okay, so this guy here, you guys know, it looks like Bishop Andrew knows this guy. You definitely know him. And guys, the reason why I decided to do this apology is because it happened on a public space. Right, guys? This is the reason why I thought about it. Should I know? I decided to do it because it's a public space. Yeah. It happened here, right here. So that's the reason why I decided to do it here. Right. Right. Stephanie, I get it. Selman. Right. This is Joshua Selman. Joshua Selman is a scammer. All preachers are scammers, every single one of them. And the goal is to expose the lies. And guys, I'm not here to tell you that one preacher is better, this one is better, that one. No, they are all thieves, they are all scammers, they are all criminals. Anyone that can convince you that, look at him holding the microphone, right? When he is holding that microphone, he wants you to think that he is speaking on behalf of a God. He wants you to think that he is God's mouthpiece. So when he holds that thing like this, he is in a place of authority. He wants you to think that him and God, they have this direct communication. Any preacher that can convince you that God called them to do his work, so-called work, that pastor is a liar, a fraud, and a scammer. That God, there's no evidence for. We've never seen the God before. Nobody knows whether the God exists. So how is this one speaking on behalf of the God? And never mind my banana, right? But it's my pretend microphone, right? How can anyone that can, and then the worst part is when they tell you to pay, to pay them for the God that they call it tithe, they call it offering, they call it all these things, right? Anyone that can convince you to pay, I don't care what that money is. I don't care whatever name you put on that money, so long as you say that you are working for a God. If it is God that called you, you should not ask for a penny, not one. If God called you, God needs to pay your bills. If you need electricity bill, go to God. If you need money to buy your Versace suits go to God. He's the one that called you, right? So why should we be paying? Why should we be paying for? Guys, did any of you call these people to be preachers? Phoenix Ivy, I know, Phoenix Ivy, I think you were the one that asked this man to be a preacher. It was Phoenix Ivy. She was the one that went and told him that he needs to go and be a preacher for Christ. Yeah, Phoenix Ivy. No. How many of you asked these men to preach? Who called? Who said, "Look, did anybody put a pew on their head and say, 'Thou must preach'? Did anybody do that?" They chose that for themselves. So if you choose that for yourself, between you and your God, go and take care of, look, the proof that these people's God does not exist. When they start asking you for money, whether tithe, whether offering, whether building fund, private jet fund, whatever it is, so long as money is involved when it comes to a God. And like I said, this applies to every last one of them, including prophets. Whether the prophet came 1,400 years ago or the prophet is existing today, anyone that says that a God spoke to them or a God sent an angel to come and speak to them, a God did, once they start telling you that they are in communication with a God, just know that that is a scam right there. I mean, if they end there, that's fine. But it's when they start charging you, for they are what it just make it make sense. Hold on, let me understand. When you go to work, huh? You said that why is Mr. Selman a scammer? Wait, relax. I will tell you why he is a scammer. Hold on. You hold on. I will tell you exactly why he's a scammer. Right. So, as I was saying, now, Phoenix Ivy, when you go to work, you get, I don't know how often you get paid, right? Maybe weekly, maybe monthly, right? Does your employer pay you? I mean, and the rest of you can answer the question. Does your employer pay you? Still have the bloody chewing gum in my mouth. Does your employer pay you? Hey, Angela. Right? You right. Because you've got employee rights. You've got rights as an employee. And part of your right is that you get your recompense for working for that employer, right? These people work for God. These people work for God. God is their employer. These people's employer does not pay them. These people, it's the service user, the client that pays this guy for the work that he is doing for his employer. His employer employs this guy, sits there and says, now you pay my guy. How does that make sense? And this is where religion is nothing but a scam. Religion is a scam. How does an employer employ somebody? No, think about it. No, guys, you work for, no, think about it. You work for your employer, right? You there's a contract between you and your employer. Then at the end of the month, your employer tells you to go and meet the people who take advantage of whatever service, goods, or whatever it is, right? Imagine working in a hospital, right? Think about this. Imagine working in a hospital. At the end of the month, you ask, where is my fees? Where's my, sorry, not my fees. Where's my salary? And the hospital boss says, go to the patient and go and collect your money. How does that make sense? No. How does that make sense? We need to stop. I'm telling you, the way to prove whether these people work for God or not, stop giving them money, whether tithe, offering, whatever it is. Even as I hear some of you saying, oh, but the church needs to pay its electricity bills. Did you ask them to go and get that building where they are? Did you ask them? Did you ask this man to go and buy a private jet? I don't know if he's a private jet flyer. No, was it you who? So why should you be responsible for his bills? Why? Why should you be responsible for his bills? Right? Jimmy Morrison. Hey, Jimmy. And hey, Juad. Hi, good to see you. Yeah, Jimmy says, very interesting to say the least. I felt this way for a long time, and now I see I'm not the only one who does. Hey, Jimmy, good to see you. And I'm glad that we are on the same page here. Guys, this religion, this was the religion brought to us by colonial powers. Colonial masters brought this religion to us. Colonial masters have gone. But guess who is colonizing us still? Your preachers are still colonizing you in here. When somebody can convince you to pay money to a sky daddy that you have never seen, that means that you have been suckered. You've been had. Somebody's taking advantage. And then you will hear some grown adults talking about, my tithe is working for me. Your tithe can never work for you. Never. Your tithe, you will hear grown adults talking about, my tithe works for me. Your tithe can never work for you. Never. Your tithe cannot work for you. And they've already started reporting the life. But let us talk. Let us be adults here. Let us be adults and let us talk to each other. Paying tithe only benefits the recipient. Paying tithe only benefits the one at the top. No, have your own relationship with Christ. Do you want to come and talk about that, MDRA? Do you want to come and talk about this relationship with Christ? I would like to hear about your relationship with Christ. Guys, people are in a relationship with a dead guy. People are in a relationship with a dead guy. The guy is no longer here. He's dead, gone. But some people are in a relationship with a zombie. Talking about, just have your relationship with Christ. Wait, hold on. What Christ? You mean the Christ that the colonial masters brought to you? That guy. That's the guy that you're in a relationship with. Oh, is Christ in a relationship with you? When you are in a relationship with Christ, is he in a relationship with you? How does the relationship work? You and Christ relationship. Who does what in that relationship? I mean, what is Christ's role in that relationship with you? What kind of relationship is that? Right? He was a warlord going about unaliving people. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I agree. Jesus Christ was an actual human being. Exactly. He was an actual human being. And so why should you respect a human being? Why? A human being like you. Now you are in a relationship with a dead human being. How does that make sense to you? And now you have to pay. You have to pay for the relationship. You have to pay for the relationship that you are in with the dead guy. Somebody, Chiquita, no, you now have to pay for the relationship with the zombie, the dead guy. Can you not see it? Can you not see it? No, Stephanie. Stephanie's laughing, but these people have to pay for their relationship. They are in a relationship. That relationship is costing them big time. 10% of their income, it is costing them. Huh? For the religion that was brought to you by colonial masters. A religion brought to you by people that didn't like you. A religion that was brought to you when you were at your lowest. A religion that was used to take advantage of you. Now you are paying for its Christ. I mean, if you're Nigerian, South African, wherever you're from, right? Anywhere you're from in Africa, for example. I mean, you were just minding your business. Your ancestors were just minding their business. You didn't go looking for the people that brought Jesus. Our people did not go looking for them. We didn't lose anything that we went looking for. No, nothing was lost, nothing was broken. We were just minding our business. When some people decided, I will pay tithe when they pay me. Who? Dented TV, who are you paying your tithe to? Who are you paying your tithe to? It's voluntary. You are not forced to give these pastors money. Free will. There is no free will. Your preachers have taken advantage of you by telling you that there is free will. And if you cannot see the scam in tithing, it's crazy. Tithing was never money. Tithing in the Bible is not money. So let me ask this question, guys. When did tithing, at what stage did tithing become cash money? Can someone help, please? In the entire Bible, the whole Bible, tithe was not money. It was things like this. It was fruits. It was things in the ground. So can somebody please tell me, when did it change? When did tithing change to cash money? Hmm? In the 1990s. So if it started in the 1990s, then it's not biblical. Paying tithe is not biblical. Because if in the Bible, this is what people would bring to this, they would bring fruits, vegetables, right? So, and also, tithe was paid to Levites. Tithe was paid to Levites. The last time I checked, Nigeria has no Levite inside it. There's no Levite. There is not one single Levite. Am I right? Levite. There's not one single Levite in the whole of Nigeria. There is not one single Levite in the whole of Africa. None. They only paid it to the Levite. Am I sorry? Just I apologies if I'm getting it wrong. He's not a Levi. This one, he's not a Levi. This one is a self-appointed Levi. There are no Levites in Africa. None. So if you like, you say it's voluntary, Abby. The person that said tithe is voluntary. You are voluntarily allowing yourself to be scammed. Oh, I love it for you. I love it for you. Can you imagine voluntarily going to the house of slaughter and saying, yeah, take me to see. I'm voluntarily. Who did that to you? Who did that to you? No, not making anything seem like anything. Why are you making it seem like they are using the money? Not all pastors are scammers. Okay, name one that is not a scammer. Name one that is not a scammer. Name one. And you can hit the button and come up and come and tell me. Hit the button, come up and tell me. Just name one that is not a scammer. Name one. Nathaniel Bassi. Wait, hold on. Nathaniel Bassi, she says. You said Nathaniel Bassi, right? Okay. Nathaniel Bassi. 1 second. Right, let me see if I can do something quickly. Nathaniel Bassi. Just give me a second. Let's see. I think I posted something on something about Nathaniel Bassi on my TikTok page. Wait, hold on. On my TikTok, hold on, let's see. There's something about Nathaniel Bassi. Give me a minute. Right. Okay. Right. Hold on. Let me turn on so you can hear. Hey, Evangelist Jukes. Hello. Good to see you. Vessel, hello. Hey, Afro. Sorry.
The Bluetooth device is ready to
This thing is very loud.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Okay. Someone said Nathaniel Bassi is not a scammer. Okay. Okay. Right. I've got somebody wants to. Okay. Let me play something for you. Wait. Oops. Right. Give me a second. Let me play this. Where did the video go? Right. Before we go, hey! Wahala for Satan. Just hold it. I want to quickly acknowledge. Please hold it. Hold it. We have prayed. We have fasted. How many of you fasted for 24 hours? Let me see your hand. Jesus is proud of you. The days of 6 to 12 are over. How many of you fasted for 24 hours? Let me see your hand. Jesus is proud of you. The days of 6 to 12 are over. Nathaniel Bassi and so Nathaniel Bassi says, how many of you fasted for 24 hours? That's what. Hey, Miss Mizani, how many of you fasted? They all said yes, they fasted. Jesus is proud of you. Jesus is proud of people starving themselves for 24 hours. Nathaniel Bassi. Jesus is proud of people that starve themselves. Eh? busy doing hallelujah challenge all over the place. Waiting loss. What waiting loss? They have been singing hallelujah challenge for the last how many years? What has changed in Nigeria? How has that benefited Nigeria? Guys, please, can someone tell me, hallelujah challenge, how has that helped Nigeria at all? Does anybody know? How has the hallelujah challenge? Eh? You see, Count Consular, yes, I learned early on that starvation brings you closer to God and your prayers answered. That's what they told us. They told us to deny ourselves of food. And Nathaniel Bassi stood there and said, Jesus is proud of people that starved themselves 24 hours. Now, you can imagine that's just one thing. You can imagine all the other things that he's been saying to them while they're doing this hallelujah challenge or whatever challenge he's busy doing. Okay, so we've got the RA. Vesta, did you want to say something before MDRA said?
No, it's fine. They can go ahead.
Did you hear my apology?
Yes. However, I feel it was unnecessary. Reason being, this is your platform. You make the rules. Moderators are here to assist. So if anyone is feeling butthurt, then maybe they shouldn't be a mod. But that's just my own personal thoughts. You've got your panel. You set the rules. You set how everything is supposed to be. Mods don't run your panel. We assist you.
Yeah, but I don't want
your queen bee.
I don't want people to feel disrespected.
Your queen bee here.
I don't want
No,
people.
I don't feel disrespected. I've never felt disrespected.
I hope you don't.
But I have felt disrespected on your behalf when people have been rude to you. That's why I step in and I tell people not to overtalk you. That's why I mute and I block people. However, I can't tell you how to run your, your show. You make the rules. I'm just here to assist you. That's how I see it.
This is not a dictatorship, though.
Oh, it should be.
No.
Because at the end of the day, when you get a banana, you get a banana.
True.
You know what I mean? It's your name. It's your platform. There's only one Afro-atheist. There's only one the Afro-atheist. You started this. You know how long it took you to get to where you are. You know what you've had to give up. You know what you had to go through. So I can't now come and tell you how to do things, or you do it your way. I'm here to support you as your moderator. That's how I see it. I don't know if anyone else sees it any different.
Shiny says you have been ganging up. Now you are feeling.
Shiny don't know what they're talking about. As usual, they're talking out of their nyash. Story for another day.
Ganging up against who? Shiny. Who we ganging up against? So can you tell us who the gang is? Who's in this gang? Anyway, we've got MDRA. Hello, MDRA.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
You were very vocal in the comments.
Yeah, a bit. It's just, I just want this to be a healthy debate. I'm not arguing with you or anyone. I just want to make it clear.
Yes, I'm not trying to, this is going to be a conversation between us, not trying to be rude or anything. So.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to hear your point of view as well. And yeah, that's it. That's all.
Okay, so is he your preacher, your pastor?
I don't live in Nigeria, but I do listen to his sermon alongside Nathaniel Bassi and some other ones, yes.
Okay, and do you believe that anyone should be paying tithe to him?
The thing is, the way I know how tithes work is that you pay, but they're going to use it for the church. So, like electricity, just bills in general, anything that has to do with the church. And anyone who voluntarily wants to give to church and help the church out, they can freely give it to them. But obviously, we know that African people.
Please, just
Sorry.
1 second. Just one
Yeah.
second. Neki's Corner. Neki's Corner says, that's why I never speak on this platform. The host imposes her views on people. Neki's
She's
Corner,
not.
you still keep coming back. You still keep
Don't get
coming
Afro.
back.
People want to say negative things in the comments.
Where people
Why you keep coming back? Why are you even here? Why are you even typing in the comments? This is attention-seeking behavior.
How does that?
You can just scroll without announcing anything. Just keep it moving. Nobody gets hurt by you commenting or not commenting.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? So if I have a phone like
Wait, who
this,
to me?
right? No, not you. Sorry, I'm just asking everyone.
Okay, that's fine.
Everyone. If I have a phone, right, a phone or tablet or whatever you access the TikToks, yeah, and you are watching someone, you're watching someone speak, you're watching someone, they're doing what they're doing. Now you have turned your phone on, you have turned on that device. You have you have all the power to stop it, you have all the power to scroll, you have all the power to, change whatever it is that you are watching, right? How can someone in your phone impose their views on you? This is a serious question. How can someone who you're watching through how do they impose their views on you? Now, if someone you're watching on the phone, on a device like this, that you can easily turn off, that you can easily has that power to impose their own opinions on you, that says something. It says a lot about you. It says a lot about you. That means that you says a lot about the person that you are. Maybe you shouldn't be coming to spaces like this so that nobody is shoving anything down your throat. I mean, exercise.
Afro. Even their God doesn't even have that power.
That means if he goes to LGBT platform, they will change his view as well.
Exactly. If they
Any
go
way
to
he
say to
finds
this
himself,
platform,
that means it's not
they will
stable.
change his view.
It's not
Unstable as
mentally
water.
stable.
Guys, nobody owes anyone anything, right? Nobody. She means when people come up to talk, not as a listener. Dented, why are you putting words in her mouth? That's not what. Anyway, let's get back to the conversation. MGRA, hello.
Hi.
Right, sorry about that. Sorry to
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
continue what you say. I'm sorry.
Wait, what were we talking about exactly? Oh yeah. So again, when it comes to tithes, I said it before, it's voluntary. If you want to do this out of the kindness of your heart, you can do that. It's fine. It's your choice. However, I get your point when it comes to like certain pastors using that to scam people. Because let's be honest, most African pastors are scammers. That's just the reality of it. So in that sense, I kind of get it. But my problem is that we should not generalize it and assume that, oh, because one pastor scammed his whole congregation, no, now all pastors do that, which is not always the case. That's just my own.
Okay. So I'm glad that you said let's not generalize. Before I put anyone here, right?
Yes.
Trust me, I have done my homework. Just trust me on that. I've done my homework. Before I bring anyone here, put their face here, I can back up Now, listen to
Account
this.
of the sacrifice that he read. It says, while the earth remained, the power of God, I don't, but I, Jesus Christ.
You recognize his voice, yes?
Yeah.
Submit to you. There are two reasons why I think the tithe issue has become a controversy in the body of Christ. Number one, and is because of the way we men of God drum it. We drum it because we need the money, and because there have been a lot of misuse and extravagance with God's money. People have played all kinds of games with God's money at the expense of people's sacrifices, and not everybody in church, God's people are not dummies. When they watch and they see that the value you are producing does not match the kind of affluence and extravagance you are communicating, someone will be sensitive enough to ask questions. And because a tithe is a 10th portion, there is nothing to hide about tithe. Tithe, financially speaking, is a 10th portion of what you bring. And let me tell you, if that is combined from faithful people, it is a lot. Bankers, am I right? It is a lot. What is there to hide? Tithe was supposed to be a mechanism. Listen to me. According to scripture, the tithe was supposed to be a mechanism to cater for priesthood and to cater for the building of the Lord's house, to cater for priesthood. Remember, there was a time when the children of Eli.
That's a lie right there.
Could you expand on that or explain why?
To cater for the priesthood. MDRAA, is Joshua Selman a priest?
He calls himself an apostle.
Is he a priest? According to, you see, the priesthood, quote and unquote, that he's talking about, Bible times, right?
Yeah, he was given a definition of what tithe was about. Yes.
Would he be considered a priest?
Well, in modern day, I wouldn't say that, no.
So if he is not a priest, and tithe, according to him, tithe was given for the to take care of the priesthood. If he's not a priest, right?
Yes.
Why is he collecting tithe?
Because he's well, I get what you're saying. He's not a priest, yes. But I feel like if you have a church, you as the head of the church, you should be the one taking and collecting the money and using it for the building. So maybe that's why he is taking the money, the offering, whatever.
And
the question,
as the head of the church.
Guys, I want someone, please. This is a question now. The tithe that was paid in the Bible, was it used for the building of the church?
Do you want me to give you like a Bible scripture?
No, hold on. I'm just asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If people were bringing, guys, think about this. If people were bringing vegetables, cumin, spices, food as tithe, how does that build the church? How can you use your vegetables to build the church?
Even there's a place in the Bible where you are authorized to eat your tithe.
You know, tells you to eat or sell it. Whatever money that you make, then you can go and cook food, eat with your family, have fun, enjoy. So how is your cumin and vegetable, how is that supposed to solve? He's a liar. Anyway, Vessel, you got your hand up, and then Rich can ask his question.
Yes, I just wanted to say that the tithing concept was given to the Jews, right?
Yeah.
Jesus was a Jew. He was not a Christian. There are no Christians that were told to tithe at all. Jesus he was never a Christian. He never gave a law to Christians to tithe. Even the God in the Bible never told Christians to tithe anywhere. I don't see whether God spoke to any of the Christians and commanded them to tithe.
Okay. Rich,
you were talking, just, I know it's a little side note, but how do you define a priest? Who's the one who defines it and decides if someone can be a priest or not?
No, but the people, hold on 1 second, let me do something. Okay, so the tithe was paid to the Levites, right? Sacred tithe was paid to the Levites who served as priests in the temple. These were priests in the temple, and church is not a temple. This man's church is not a temple at all. It's not the temple according to Bible times, right? The Levites had no other sources of income or land ownership. Your preachers sell books. Your preachers, they have other means of income. They sell bracelets and tell you that there's power in bracelets. They sell mantle, tell you that there's power in mantle. They sell anointing oil, right? And it says that they don't have land ownership. Your preachers, they all have land. So that, I mean, make it make sense. So now, as part of the tithe, there were other tithes that were paid, right? Now, those tithe went to the poor. The poor tithe was paid every 3 years to the poor, orphans and widows, but it was only paid every 3 years. The household of prayer was also a beneficiary of the tithe. Then there was the resident aliens who were beneficiaries of the tithe. And then the fatherless were also beneficiaries of the tithe. So I don't know what he is talking about over here. Now, the tithe, according to the Bible, is 1/10 of your produce, your flock and herds. Your produce, your flocks, and your herds. So anyone collecting cash money as tithe is a thief. That's what the person is, they're a thief. Right, give me a second. Let me just quickly play just 2 more minutes of this guy's speech. Hold on.
Hophni and Phinehas, are we Bible students? That while they were boiling the meat, they were given the privilege of using a fork to kick without looking. The sin there became when they now started opening the whole pot and they would look for the choice part of the meat and use it. And God said, no, this is not. I gave you the privilege to at least pick something. Now, there are all kinds of policies and principles. I'm not going into the legalities of ministries and Christian organizations and all of that, but I can tell you it is because of the annoyance of people from the carelessness, the recklessness, and the misuse of God's money. This is what has led people into this anger that has evolved into this campaign. There are a few people who have intelligently studied, and based on their conclusion, they feel this is not.
That is a lie. It is not because they are angry about the misuse. No, they are angry because no one should be collecting a tithe. None, not one. They have been scammed. Anyone that is teaching and preaching tithe is nothing but a scammer. And that's why the people are angry.
But I tell you, the root of most of this tithe problem has come because of a level of integrity that has not been effectively communicated. Are we together? But I submit to you, and as far as it is within the jurisdiction of this spiritual family, I can tell you, be a faithful tither. Tithe is a 10th portion, according to scripture, 1/10. Now, I know that a lot of people have thought to bring 50% of your tithe, 80% of your tithe. The Bible does not say that. If God tells you personally, it is a personalized dealing. Don't create a doctrine out of it and punish people.
So he's saying, still pay your tithe. Never mind the outrage. Never mind what people are saying. Never mind, or still in this house, still pay your tithe. Some places they tell them to bring 50%, right? He said, no, but if God speaks to you to bring that 50%, still bring it. But he's not preaching 50%, right? He's preaching 10%. But if God tells you to bring 50%, he will take it. He will take your 50%.
The boundary of contentment and vision, 10% of what God's people bring should be sufficient to run the activities of the ministry within the boundary of contentment, vision, and integrity. Are we learning? Yes, sir. So let me encourage you, based on the truth of scripture I have learned, based on the experience of veterans who have truly prospered by God, I can tell you, do not stop tithing. If you don't have the revelation, settle down and get the revelation. Don't do it religiously. But as far as this house is concerned, as a ministry, we're a tithing ministry. As an individual, I'm a tithing person. And I can tell you, tithe is not about money. It is called the law of open heavens. According to Malachi chapter 3, when you begin to read from verse 8, it says, will a man rob God? It says, but he say, wherein have we robbed you? In tithes and offerings. So the Bible is talking about robbery here. It says, yeah.
Joshua Selman. Joshua Selman says that he has a tithing ministry, that he himself pays tithe. Joshua, who are you paying your own tithe to? Huh? Who is this guy paying his own tithe to? He says that he has a tithing ministry. He said tithing is not about money. It's about open heavens. Allah. Hey, tithing is about open. Wait, the heaven opens up on tithers. The heaven will open up on tithers. Are you people okay? Open heavens. It's not about tithing. It's about open heaven. No, it's not about money. It's about open heaven. And you need to get a revelation from God. God needs to give you a revelation about paying this guy 10% of your income. Guys, can you guys see and hear the scam? Can you see and hear it? Huh? This is what these people are doing. Okay, let's just one more minute of this. But he's telling them, still bring your money. Still bring it.
Curse with a curse. This is not the curse of the law. No. For ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Verse 10. It says, bring ye how many? All the tithes into my storehouse.
Joshua Selman, this is how I know that Joshua is a scammer. That Bible verse was not talking to any Nigerian, any African. That Bible verse was not talking to the common man. That Bible verse was specific, very specific. Who that verse was talking to was talking to the Levites, that they are robbing God from what the people bring to them. Now Joshua is reading it to the people as if the thing is talking about them. Oh, Leni Boboy, oh, Leni, this guy, Oli, Barawu, this guy. Huh?
Afro, that verse wasn't talking to the Levite. It was referring to the priest.
Oh, sorry, the priest. Sorry.
Yes.
No, but that's priests were the Levites now.
No, the priests, they were the ones, they were eating that money.
Were they? Okay. Oh, you know what? I agree with you. I will have to go and look at it, but you are right. It was not talking about any. This guy's a thief.
The people, the Israelites, they were bringing their tithes to the storehouse. Then the priests, they were eating it, they were robbing the people. That message from Malachi was to the priest. Check it from the beginning.
Okay.
It was the priests that were robbing God, not the people.
How can you rob God? Huh?
That series will have the time to discuss what storehouse is, because there are 3 platforms that qualify to be called a storehouse. In fact, I think I should just say it in 1 minute. Number 1, a storehouse means your place of primary spiritual nourishment. It qualifies. It is the first biblical platform that is called a storehouse. Your place of primary spiritual nourishment. Number 2, a storehouse also refers to any ministry that is committed to the salvation of souls and the transformation of lives. These 2 things must be there. If it is not actively...
The Bible says you should bring your tithes to the storehouse. This guy says any ministry that is actively preaching the whatever. What is going on here? How is this guy just actively lying to people like
the
this?
Salvation of souls and the equipping of the saints, it does not qualify to be called a storehouse. It's an uncomfortable truth. But this is the truth. And then number three, the storehouse can also by extension refer to an individual, a minister who is committed to the salvation of souls and the equipping of the saints.
Joshua Selman just said, storehouse is individual. He's a storehouse. Guys, did you hear that? He said, when that Bible says, bring ye all the tithe into the storehouse, this guy says it's talking about individuals like himself. Let me take that back. Wait, no, this guy, come on now. These people lie.
And the transformation of lives. These two things must be there. If it is not actively committed to the salvation of souls and the equipping of the saints, it does not qualify to be called a storehouse. It's an uncomfortable truth, but this is the truth. And then number three, the storehouse can also by extension refer to an individual, a minister who is committed to the salvation of souls and the equipping of the saints. There are conditions where an individual can be regarded as a storehouse. These are the three. Just take it like this for now. In another series, as God grants us grace, we'll open deeper into this. I just didn't want to leave that gray area. But it says, bring ye all the tithe into my storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. And prove me now, herewith saith the Lord. There are 7 prophetic blessings according to scripture here that follow the tither. Number 1, God will open for you the windows of heaven. Number 2, we will pour out a blessing that you will not have room enough.
Now, heaven has windows. When you bring tithe, they will just start opening the windows. Guys, let me stop over there. Windows. Hey, I just want to know what are the windows of heaven made of? Wait, isn't a window supposed to be opening sideways? If heaven is up there, wait, the windows of heaven opens downwards, like this way, down to the. No, I'm trying to understand. Windows of heaven. Bunch of nitwits. So MDRA, did you hear your guy? MDR, are you there? Doors, windows. I don't. Doors, windows. No, guys, I want you to think just for a moment. Just think about this, right? This is what they tell the people that bring 10% of their income, right? Yes. So the person who is bringing the 10%, when they come to church with their money, after dancing, hey, my God is good, oh, my God is good, oh,
everything a double.
Everything a double, oh, when they come to the front, right? Heaven, the people in heaven, the sky people, they start looking down in the church. Yeah? They start looking in the church. They start saying, has that one brought their 10%? Okay, that one has 10%. Has that one got the 10%? God will now tell Angel Gabriel, go and open the window. Go and open the window and drop 1 or 2 blessings for that tithe payer.
Yeah. So if they open the window and drop blessings for tithe payer, what about the gates? So who are they going to open the gate for? Because there's a gate as well.
The question we need to ask is, why does heaven have gates?
No, the street is made of gold.
What are they trying to protect? What are God trying to protect? Why does he have gates?
Gates, and there's an army up there.
Aboki might come and steal the gold and sell.
The army, remember there's the army up there.
Gates back in those days weren't for decoration, they were for defense.
There's big walls, a big gate that's got a security guard, and there's an army up there. The army commander, Michael, is there.
And we don't even have African angels. How sure are they going to let us in?
What
about Angel Okoro?
Let's not go there.
Angel Chukudi. So how are we going to enter?
Please don't do that. You want Angel Akpan?
Yes,
Yes.
and
You want Angel Akpan?
Angel Effiong.
If- I-
We want our own indigenous angels.
And why is
Because
it that
those
there's no
angel Gabriel will
women?
not recognize African people.
There's no women on those angels. I want Angel Chidinma as well.
Mhm.
Angel
And Angel Chioma.
Chichi. You know, you come there and you enter, when you get to the gates, be like, Angel Chichi now. How you
It's me,
dead?
oh.
You know, it's me, or you know, you know what I'm saying? You have to go there. You have to pretend now. You have to form, you know, hello, greetings, angel. I don't even know what language they're going to speak in heaven. What language do they speak Afro? Because this God, I don't think he speaks English. What is his original language?
It has to.
What language did he speak with Adam and Eve?
I'm sure what he's going to do.
Afro, there's something that baffles me. I want to know, people living with disability, are they going to make heaven as well? Or are they going to have their own separate heaven?
It depends on the disability, no?
Because some of them are mental retarded people. So what is going to happen to those people?
Those ones will go, they go to heaven.
People with mental illness.
It's an automatic pass to heaven. They
The
get
ones on which year as well.
one way, yeah. They just allow them in.
So who will be pushing those ones on which year?
No, but they won't be in heaven with their physical bodies. They will now have these shiny new bodies that look like, I don't know. Yeah, they would have some special bodies, I think.
Oh, this is really.
I think it will look like the ghost. You ever see these movies where the ghost can fly around and they have the long flowing skirts, but they have no legs? That's what I'm thinking we're all going to be.
But how can we have spiritual bodies and then have mansions? Are we
so we're going to have a room.
What's going to be in our mansion in this heaven place? What's going to be inside there? Is there going to be dressers? Are there going to be cupboards? What's going to be in the mansion?
We're going to have a shower.
You know.
I cannot even imagine
I think
how
all the
this is going to look
mansions
like.
going to point toward the throne so you can get up in the morning and look out your window and just start praising him.
And the Muslim, the Muslim heaven with the 72 virgins, who is going to give birth to all those 72 virgins? Each one is entitled to each. And are they going to have a flat?
Fasomi has killed me with that comment. Fasomi said there's going to be a special heaven. And it is called Heaven, SEN, Special Education. Special
educational needs.
Special educational needs. Heaven.
Now, I want to know, do blind people also have spiritual eyes? I want to know that one.
No, I think blind people will have to have double spiritual eyes. They will have to be compensated.
People like Stephen Wonder.
On earth, they didn't have eyes. So when they get up there, they will have to have double spiritual eyes.
Oh, no.
Or think about this. They'll have, the way bats use sonar? They'll have super bat sonar. That makes these little high-pitched sounds that we can't hear, but they can see the entire world at that super-pitched sonar.
Well,
the bats you see at night, they'll be just like those bats.
I would like one of these people who believes in Jesus and all these things. I would like for one of them to come and tell us what heaven is going to look like, or what's going to happen there. And I want
the deaf and the dumb, are they going to start talking?
Yeah, exactly. I want to know this heaven that y'all are going to. Because you see, everything the Christian does, everything, the goal is that heaven.
Yes.
That's the goal. But what do they know about that place? What do they know about the details of that place that they're going to?
And Jesus Christ told them that in the book that there's no marrying there. there's no husband and wife, there'll be no marriage there in heaven. That means there'll be no knocking. So why do you want to go to a place where there'll be no knocking?
No, mommy triplets, listen. This is where we have to determine, is it the Muslim heaven or the Christian heaven? In the Muslim heaven, that place was made for knocking.
Does it say so? Or they say they give them 72 virgins? Are they going to knock those virgins?
Yes, they're going to have everlasting bolas. Their bola will never go down.
So that means there's going to be a bed.
Pavilions. The Quran says they're going to have pavilions.
Now, this Equatorial Guinea man now. When he was knocking all those women, was God there present watching him?
Where can I see the videos? Oh, does anybody know?
Oh, Afro, I have it. I have about 7 of them. You can't watch it.
I need the link. I need to see those videos. My goodness.
I have the videos live. Drop your number. I will send it to you.
Everywhere I've
on
gone
WhatsApp.
The videos, they say, "Oh, DM me or click on or whatever."
I need to see.
Afro, you don't need to watch that video.
Challenge.
You'll be shouting if you are watching it.
Really, people's wives.
You know what? Mommy triplets. I've seen a dance challenge about it, and the people are rubbing their nipples and doing imaginary slapping and whining. Is that what's happening in that video?
No. That's what you're talking about. Is it not a cultural thing?
I don't know.
Talking about the Equatorial Guinea man, that man that knocked 400 women.
Yes, they're depicting what they saw in the videos.
200 or 40. They said 40. You said
400 women.
No, 400. 400.
No, 40.
400, yes.
400. 40.
No, 400. It's not 40 women, it's 400.
400 Afro.
Okay.
His cousins, grandmothers, pregnant women.
They will discover the pastor's wife now.
He did not discriminate, that man.
Justice for Bola.
Wait, so in Equatorial Guinea, what's the religion? What's the major religion in that place?
I don't even know. That country, I don't even know that country, Equatorial Guinea.
I'm not sure.
This man just made the country to be popular.
I'm telling you.
A lot of people are just hearing that name for the first time. I know of the name. I know of Guinea.
Is Guinea-Bissau?
I know of Guinea-Bissau. Then Equatorial Guinea. Is it the same thing? Those people, they speak French, right?
Yeah, not sure. Not sure.
They look like Fulani people. I don't know.
Yeah, they do look like Fulani.
After if you want the video, just DM me.
I will DM. I need to see.
You will run. You will be shouting. If you see the video, you'll be shouting.
Is it just one video
you can't bear it to me. I can't even bear it to watching that thing. Real life pornography.
But this guy, do you know those women? All of them, apparently, all of them agreed to be videoed. Even the ones who are married. Even the ones who are married. Even the grandmothers.
And
his own cousins, the pregnant ladies.
I believe that man is hypnotizing them. I don't think that thing is real. There's something in that video.
So, did you say
that is abnormal?
Pregnant women and
pregnant women as well. Not pregnant by him, pregnant by other people. Grandmothers, like elderly women as well, are there. He was knocking his own cousins. His cousins' wives, brothers' wives,
president's sister,
the president's sister, the attorney general's wife.
Yes.
They speak Spanish. Oh, that's the first African nation that I've heard of that speaks Spanish.
Christianity is the dominant religion.
Okay.
With
his wife. Him and his wife have got 6 children. 6 beautiful
boys. Wow. 6 beautiful wife.
Then you wonder. Just look and you wonder.
The wife says she's not aware.
Yeah, I think she collapsed when she heard about it.
That woman her life will never remain the same. If she sees those videos.
What did I miss?
Listen, hold on. Let me get a photo of this guy. My goodness, the guy.
The guy looks so innocent.
He puts Equatorial Guinea on the map. This guy. Let's see.
So this Equatorial Guinea, these people get strength. Though the son was caught knacking in a hotel while UN meeting was going on. These people, Sabi Nako.
Ooh, put in the office.
These Equatorial Guinea people. It's got 300 kids then. At least.
You should go and do DNA. All the women that slept with him, if their husbands finds out, you should do DNA because there was one that the husband was confronting. I saw the video.
Okay, so the bola, please tell me about the bola. Is the size good or is it just standard?
It's very big.
Hey, that's why.
Oh no. The man was oh no. I don't want to TikTok about that. No. It's an eyesore.
I want to go also. I want to taste.
It's terrible.
So what talked about? So just a few days ago, the news broke. It was viral. It's everywhere. This guy.
I want
Nigerian cyberspace.
I'm tempted to taste this one, so I know exactly. I'll come back with the review, and I'll let everybody know. I'm ready to take one for the team, guys.
At this stage, at this stage where he finds himself, if the bowler rises, he will quickly put it back in.
Afro, he is knocking the guards. Any female guards there, he is knocking them. Trust me.
Okay, so for the people that don't know what this is about, right? This man's name is Baltazar Ibang Ngonga. He was the head of Equatorial Guinea's Financial Crime Agency. And the authorities were investigating Ngonga for fraud. This is how it started. They were investigating for fraud, right? And then they went and seized his computer.
Videotape.
Check. They were looking, whatever they were looking for. And they came across over 300 explicit videos on his computer. The videos allegedly shows him with various women, including his brother's wife and the president's sister. There's videos, and he was recording. He recorded every single one of them. Recorded them. Very, very skilled.
And some of them are
He's been suspended now. He's been suspended. My goodness.
Not 300, it's 400. They made an error there. It's 400, and it's not on a computer. It was actual tapes.
Tapes, and they saw the tapes.
They found tapes, and then they decided to take the tapes in, hoping to find something on them. And then they were shocked to see
pornography.
It says the government of Equatorial Guinea has restricted the downloading and sharing of multimedia files on WhatsApp in their country.
Why did they share the video? Why did they even share the video? I thought those things are supposed to be top secret. As they found those videos, why did they share those videos to social media? It's all over. Nigerians, trust them.
For a 54-year-old.
A man's ego because a man's ego can't help it. That's all it is. His ego, he must show off.
Yeah, but apparently he had permission from all the people that he was engaging with. But 400 people with
There's no way a
protection,
married woman
no protection.
will allow that.
Did you
He
say
didn't use protection with any of them.
Did you say
400.
No.
Someone says he's the president's son. He can't be the president's son if he's having sex with the sister of the president. So these are the people he says he's engaged with his brother's wife, his own cousin, the sister of the president of Equatorial Guinea, the director general of police's wife, and about 20 of the country's ministers' wives, among others.
This is terrible. Pastor's wife also included. How would the pastor feel? This is the pastor's wife that will come here and defend God.
Hey. People were saying that all these women going to this man, it means that these men are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, 54.
Why will a married woman allow this man to video them while he's snacking them?
That's a good
I
question.
believe it's not ordinary.
People do
Because you
strange
need to
crap.
protect yourself. As a married woman, you will need to protect yourself.
If he
Because they
couldn't
get
insist
stupid.
on a condom,
You want to
what
destroy
more
your
video?
marriage.
It couldn't insist on a condom. What more a videotape?
No,
You
the
know what
video
I-
tape,
you know what I
woman
think?
can, because if you are caught, you can deny. But
Yes.
because as a married woman, me, I'm coming from this table of you are a married woman, and this man want to knock you,
No,
and he's recording you, and you allowed it.
Hold
I'm
on.
confused.
Hold on, let me tell you what I think.
You should say no.
Let me tell you what I think. I think that you must have something on these women. Now,
That is what I'm. Yeah.
400 of them.
He is, some of them know, right? But these important people says he is the let's see. He is the hold on. He's
EFCC.
so he is the
EFCC of his country.
yes, right? I was trying to find his role in the country.
Yes, it's just like EFCC, the director of EFCC in his country. He has money. Maybe he's giving them.
Women, some women get intoxicated and they get attracted to power, and they thought this man had power. The
Maybe
reason
the man
people do
was-
things you can never
their
know.
Positions, money.
Rich, the size of the bola as well. Because
Oh
people
yeah, that's true.
people talk.
I don't think
I
it's
guess,
because of
you know.
Ebola. I
Ha!
believe it's more
I made 3 plates.
money, fame.
I have seen
and,
people who do anything for big bola. I have seen it with my own eyes. There are people who do that. They don't want
The
anything. They
man
just
was
want,
really knocking. He was good at it.
hey, okay, maybe that's what women were talking about. You know, when they go for women's
Yeah,
meeting.
he was very, very good. If you watch the video, he was doing fine.
Hey,
I commend him.
I need to watch this.
He was doing fine.
Don't watch it too. You're Kweku to be singing song if you watch it.
We could be singing songs. Is that not the whole idea? That's the whole idea.
If you watch that video,
Some
you
of them were grandmothers. You said some of them were
Yes.
grandmothers.
Yes.
Like and
Pregnant
and
women. Yeah. Different types of, and listen, any kind of woman you can think of, he did it with them.
That man
yeah,
really
because you know what, he
enjoys
he has all these kinky things that going in his mind, and he just wants to try them all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I don't understand. I'm not surprised by this. Being a man and knowing what a man is capable of and knowing what a man wants, I'm not surprised about this. And knowing what women will do, even just honestly from the little experience I've had with women in my life, you would be surprised.
And he probably offered them money as well.
Yeah. Actually, you don't even have to offer money. It's just the idea of the whole thing. People get caught up in the idea. I'm going to be screwing the king's son or the president's son. You know, people.
Hold on. It says that he is the he is the son of Baltazar Ngonga Edjo, who is the current president of the Economic and Monetary Community of Central Africa.
Oh,
The son
Money
of
everywhere.
Baltazar Ngonga Edjo,
The
the
famous
current
person.
president and Economic and Monetary Community of Central Africa. He is also the former head of Equatorial Guinea's Anti-Graft National Agency for Financial Investigation. So we're talking power here.
Yes.
We're talking power.
And a lot of women go for that. A lot of women go for that.
No, they said he was recording covertly.
No, some of them they are aware because I saw a lady watching.
I don't know. So it said that he got permission from them.
Because some of them, when it's done, it will go straight to the camera. So I believe they are aware.
You know,
That's
there's
he was
Even the
recording.
one in the beach. I don't know if you after I will send you the one in the beach as well.
beach.
He said,
Hey.
yes, the beach. They were both naked, stark naked. And they put on the camera before they started. The girl was even looking at him, setting the camera on the beach.
Oh wow!
What?
And they started. Oh, it was horrible.
Horrible. Okay, horrible. Where's NJ when you need NJ? NJ should be part of this conversation. Wow.
Actually, maybe she shouldn't be.
Oh yes, yes. Let's leave her out of this.
I would love to hear her talk about this, though. She has me dying laughing. I'd be muted and just dying laughing listening to her. And then the other day, she put on her camera. You should have seen her acting up in her camera. She just was it yesterday or the day before? Someone needs to.
Oh, look, I see what Susan. As we were speaking, Susan has shared to her. Susan, what's Susan up to over there? Yeah, listen, all these people that think that you're in a marriage, if only you knew. If only you knew. If only you knew.
Mazi.
And the thing about what people don't understand,
This man was enjoying himself. He doesn't need any God to forgive him for anything. I beg. He was using the tools God gave him for the job and the purpose they are meant for. And you're saying, may God forgive this man. You the Chris?
Let me put my picture up because of Mazi needs to see this we're talking about.
you know, and the bottom line too is when someone's feeding a monster, and that's what I call it. When you gotta just do it all the time. It doesn't matter how good looking your wife is or your girlfriend is, and none of that stuff matters. You're feeding a monster. Don't care. None of that matters.
So, for people who have such high, insatiable appetites, what are they supposed to do? I mean, I don't know. What are people like that supposed to do?
Male or female?
Sometimes it's not about an appetite. It's about feeding what they think is their manhood and feeding their insecurity. A lot of times it's not that they have a great appetite. They're also trying to satiate a shortcoming within themselves. So there's a lot of reasons it happens. Yeah, there's the guy who walks around with a hard bola all the time and he can't stop himself. But then there's just guys, or women too. Women be feeding that monster. They're insecure. They want to be told they love, all kind of stupid stuff.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But you know something? He looked like he was having a good time. The women looks like they were having
They
a good
were enjoying it. Yeah, they were
I
mourning.
haven't seen the videos. I've only seen there was one that was on the Twitter in his office. He was in his office. No, the lady looked like she was having a good time. So
They were enjoying themselves. So
no,
they
this
actually,
lady, yeah,
they
she looked like
actually
she was
enjoyed
having a good time.
the knocking. They were mourning. They enjoy themselves. So if you hear it, you see.
I'm sure his secretary, I'm sure she ended up growing some thick skin and bought herself some earplugs.
How would those people, I don't know, shame and disgrace will just be following them as they
Imagine
are
being
going
his
about their
wife.
normal day.
Imagine being his wife.
All the staff working, all the female, they are all suspects.
He's got 6 boys to prove the fact that she's his wife. 6 boys. 6
beautiful children.
handsome, bouncing baby boys. 6.
So if they're Christians, they will tell her to stay in that marriage, right? Because God
I don't
hates
think that
divorce.
woman don't need to be in that marriage. That woman will be traumatized.
They'll tell her to pray. That is the devil. That God is testing her. That God is taking her through the fire.
Okay, so if he's that insatiable, she probably glad he went and got someone else. She probably got tired of his ass. Like, give me a break. She probably glad he went out there and got something else.
Rich over 400 though. Come on.
He took a favor from Solomon.
Like I said, if that was just about the smecks and he loved it, she probably got tired of him every time she turned around. He tried to jump on her like a jackrabbit. So she's like, bye. Go do it. Leave me alone.
Do you think the wife would have known that he was doing all this thing?
Oh, at that number, I
she
believe
knows
yes.
that he's promiscuous, but not to this number of women.
Okay.
Mommy Triplet said something. She said King Solomon. Now, I was always doubting that King Solomon had that many wives. But after hearing this man, 400 women, I now believe the King Solomon story, that he had all those wives. Because he was probably like this guy, insatiable.
You know what?
He's the King Solomon of our time.
I want to see, did kings, what is the, wait,
who was it? Genghis Khan, who had over 1,000 kids? Was it Genghis Khan? 1/5 of mankind's got his DNA in them.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I'm trying to see if there's evidence that he even existed, that King Solomon. But it looks like his existence is debated. Is debated.
When Queen Sheba visited him, they said it's real. I don't know.
Some scholars that he existed, while others believe that the Bible's descriptions have been disproved.
Yes. I don't believe anything in that Bible. There probably was a king, but he was never the way the Bible.
Yes. It's plagiarism from other books, from other mythology.
Yes.
So it says that scholars believe that, some scholars believe that the Bible's description of Solomon have been scientifically disproved. There is no archaeological evidence of Solomon's palace or temple. And some scholars believe that the remains attributed to Solomon were actually dated to a century after his supposed reign.
Wow.
Additionally, some scholars believe that Jerusalem was too small to support an empire at the time of Solomon's reign. So some scholars,
a lot of the Jewish tribes that they talk about, the tribes of Judea, there were only 200 or 300 people in each tribe. These tribes weren't that big; they were very tiny.
then one man will have up to 1,000 women to himself. It's not possible now. That's a fictional story.
Wait, hold on. Mazi says Christianity won today because Trump won. Really, Christianity won? You believe that Trump is a Christian? Mazi, you believe that that guy is a Christian?
He's not a Christian. He doesn't like black people.
I don't think it's about Christianity as a religion and him as being good. I think it's about Christianity as a movement, a political movement taking over the U.S.
What are your thoughts,
I
Rich,
get the
about
people will be in trouble.
what are your thoughts about the results? Rich?
It was disappointing, but it got to the point around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Because I watched enough of these things, I knew it was just going to keep getting worse. Because after a while, there is a pattern to, like after a while, when you get up to 50, 40, 50, 60 million votes, the percentages don't change that much after that. That doesn't matter where they come from. And I knew it. I just watched it. I just sat there and I watched it. And I watched it. Knowing it wasn't going to change. I knew it wasn't going to change. I wasn't sad or anything. I was almost numb. It's almost surreal, but I've watched enough elections to know that you just don't know. I think about the Bush Kerry election, of course, the first Trump election. I think about a few elections like that where you just don't know. But if you look at the numbers, you know what's shocking? It wasn't shocking. For all they were talking about women's support, they said over like 70% of white teen women voted for Trump.
Do you think that what do you call those people? The July 6th, June 6th or July 6th? Those
January 6th.
January 6th, sorry. I think he's going to pardon those people.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them. You are going to see a political upheaval that's as bad as it was in the beginning of the Civil War. He's going to try to end a lot of government systems, departments. This man is not going to be playing.
Can I just say, Mazi, wait, hold on, let me understand. We are tired of those people pushing those negative ideologies. Mazi, you're a Nigerian man. This is American politics. What are they pushing in your Nigeria?
Yeah, what negative stuff am I pushing? I'm saying
the UK now. How has this got anything to do with
I asked Mazi if he thinks Trump is a Christian. He said yes. And then he says yes, he would push Christian values. What Christian values when he's going around raping women?
Yes.
Oh, by the way, the Bible allows rape of women, by the way. So yes, Trump is a Christian. Yes, you're right, Mazi. He's a Christian. The raping, the xenophobia, the racism, it's there. Yes, he's a Christian. Yes, you're right.
So, and my family has a group, one of these group things like WhatsApp, right? My family. And all they talked about this morning was, well, we're going to leave it in the Lord's hands. They started putting up different verses. Instead of dealing with what's happening, they put their heads in the sand and basically said, just pray to the Lord and he will make a way. Like, I just want to say, didn't you goddamn pray before the goddamn election?
Who was doing this?
Like, my family.
Wait.
Because we have a group chat that I'm the only atheist that I know of in my family.
Right.
And I have a huge family.
Wait, are you saying they weren't happy or what?
Oh, they weren't happy. But instead of saying they weren't happy, They were talking about, well, you know, the Lord, all we have to do is pray and put it in the Lord's hand. That's all we have to do. Hallelujah. Clap, clap, clap. Sing a goddamn gospel song and life is good. That's all they did. And I'm sitting up here reading this shit. At first, I was going to go off, and I said, nah, man, just, you know.
Those are Christians.
Just
Those are
chill.
Christians. What is
Yeah,
what are you talking about? These are Christians that are sad. Yeah, Christians are sad that some Christians are sad that the man won.
Oh yeah. A lot of most black Christians are sad because black Christians they're not nationalists. The ones who are happy are the Christian nationalists, the ones who want a theocracy, and they want the power, and they want white people to control the country again. They're just using Christianity as a vehicle and a tool. Just like abortion, they don't give a goddamn about abortion. It's just a moral place where they can lay their hat and say, "Look how good we are. Follow us." These people don't give a shit about nobody but themselves and their power.
If it's any what's the word? You know, I forget the word. These days I'm forgetting my words. Please bear with me.
Look at this guy. Bassi says abortion is now illegal. Abortion is now illegal.
Please.
Where?
It's not illegal, Bassi. Go and sit down in one corner.
Bassi is in the UK talking about abortion is now illegal.
It agrees this one.
Here in the UK, it's illegal.
Only 1.4 1.4% of the population voted Trump. That is because only 40% of the of Americans went out to vote.
Yeah,
so
we never get over 50. We never get over 50% of the voting electorate.
Yeah, but only 1.4% voted for Trump, and this is what they think. So let's just, say, put it that way. That's a bit of, a relief that at least it's only 1.4% of the entire population that think like this.
The problem is they're the ones who vote. And they're the ones, so they affect the laws. They affect everything. They affect government policies. If you're not voting, it don't matter.
Mazi, it's not about abortion. Mazi, if a woman has got an ectopic pregnancy that could end her life, she can't go to the hospital to have help. No doctor will touch her. That woman will unalive. Imagine if that is your wife or your sister who is having an ectopic pregnancy, and there has been a law put in place that you cannot disturb that pregnancy. It means that child and the mother are both going to unalive. What about the woman that has a ruptured, what do they call it? Is it ruptured placenta or something? Something goes wrong. No doctor will want to help her in case they end up in prison. So it's not just about abortion. You don't think and you don't see the bigger picture. All you hear is abortion and you run with it. You need to use your thinking faculties properly.
And you're sucker enough to actually think the evangelical Christians from the South actually care about abortion. For number one, they want white women to have children. They don't want black women or anyone else to have children. That's number one. And number two, it was just a political move because they had no moral standing when it came to their segregationist, racist ideas and the misogynist ideas. So they needed something to use. So they used the term family values, and the ultimate family value is the sanctity of life. It's all a political move. They actually, these people are something else. You have no idea what you're voting for or why you're voting for or who you're supporting when you say this stuff.
And then they're going big on, we're going to take fluoride out of the water. Fluoride causes cancer, blah, blah, blah. Like, seriously, things that do not matter.
If they put that Robert Kennedy, the head of the Health and Human Services, we're screwed.
sad. I'm really sad. Yes, great. What about the pregnant kids that get raped? Imagine that. You have to carry your rapist child and you've got no choice, your own body.
Vessel. Hello, guys.
Oh, hi, Jezebel.
I think it's high time we stopped, giving attention to people who obviously have shown us where they stand with things, especially when they are learned. I have always been the kind of person that didn't care about certain people, and people always say, I am very self absorbed, I am very selfish, I'm very into myself, right? I'm basically a Jezebel. When I chose this name Jezebel, or when I started answering the name Jezebel, I know why I did that. Most of our Black people will never see the bigger picture. And this is how indoctrination works. It's not even about religion. Indoctrination is a cycle, and it's a repetitive cycle that even when we get into it because of this belief system, when it's right in our faces, we can never see it because we have been indoctrinated and raised with values that we would never be able to see the bigger picture because we were raised to be believers. We were raised to accept information without even looking at it. And it gets played in our faces every single time. And that is why we are where we are, even as women, even as Black women, even as Black people. This is not about religion. It's about raising you or raising us to be believers. You can imagine a grown human being talking about abortion, talking about this nonsense, and talking about that. It is all a political strategy, and Black people will never get it. And these Black people are the ones who will sell us out. And it's high time we just start ostracizing and leaving them behind mentally, leave them where they are, because we can't carry most people along. I was talking to a guy today. He said something about Trump. I just blocked him and I stopped talking. He said, why are you talking? Why are you not talking to me? He said, because I'm not even an American woman. But if you can look me dead in the eye, and so this is about, let us know the people who we can have in our communities when we have conversations, because you cannot have these standards. This is not even just about election. This is about who you are as a human being. Even listening to a guy talk about Trump gives me the ache, because at the end of the day, I know these people are not Christians. They are just buffoons that have been used to play the game of politics and put Black people under. And a lot of Black people don't even understand that it is all about white supremacy. It is indoctrination. It is how we have been indoctrinated for thousands of centuries. That is just what it is. Raise us to be believers so that even when we see the problem, we don't know what the problem is. It's just what it is. It's just how sad it is. And then we don't even know who our enemies are. We keep dabbling into the same thing and we keep indoctrinating. Listen, the hate is real. The hate, this person has policies that will give police immunity. And you sitting there as a Black person, even if you're not in America, this person has policy that will give police immunity. We already know how police brutality is. We already know the extent of police brutality. And police can act. It is about wiping and snuffing you out and then maintaining you in the workforce. You voted against yourself. It is so sad that you can't see the patterns repeat every time, the same cycle every time, because we don't even understand we were raised to be believers, not just believing in Christianity. It is the skill of we cannot even critically think about things through. We cannot process information properly. Looking at everything, it boiled down, it came down to race. This is about race. This is about the color of your skin. But no, kumbaya, Jesus, all of us are together. Oh, let us pray, this and that. There's nobody in the fucking skies. This is human beings strategizing, planting you against each other because you will never see it. It's just what it is. And it's so sad. I know it doesn't bother me, it doesn't affect me. I'm in Nigeria, but at the same time, it is other women, it is other people's lives. How am I an atheist and I have this compassion? And somebody who believes in a sky daddy cannot even get his head outside as they're thinking about abortion. The babies that were aborted, don't they go to heaven? I thought they were all going to heaven. If that was the case, is it not best to take all the children to heaven?
Yeah,
But you
good
guys
point.
don't think about it. But you guys don't think about it. Because you think everything is about, let us do this. Oh, let us do this. Oh, Trump is a good person. Trump, it's not even about Trump. Trump is even a pawn. It's
And he's not
about
a
it's
good
about the
person.
Senate. It's about the Congress.
The Supreme
It's
Court.
about keeping you down. It's about the Supreme Court. I'm not even in America. I've never traveled abroad, but I can read the patterns because I know there is no sky daddy. And when we know there is no sky daddy, we also need to understand it's a power game. These are people playing with Christians because they cannot get it, even if you hit them in the face. It's just sad. That's all I have to say, guys.
After 4 years, I hope that Christians will be happy. Well, they're happy now. I hope that after 4 years, that all the magic will happen, right? All the Christian magic, Christian values, and whatever it is he's supposed to bring to the table.
Well, at least he can't. After this, he can't come back again. That's what I'm thankful for.
Oh, after this, he can't come back again.
Vessel
Only
is
8
not
years
even
max.
about that.
Oh, really?
It's not even about coming back. It's about the system. It's about the system they have put in place. It's about the system that will be put in place. It boils down to controlling women's bodies.
Mm.
And is just what it is about. Because let me tell you something. I think Afro would like this. I was making a study on the psychology of power and dominance, right? Everything you see in this world is about power and dominance and the psychology of the person who has the power and how the person who has the power needs to make sure that they keep the other people who are powerless. It's all a power game. So when someone it's all about dominance. And when you understand dominance, you understand why everybody is in their bracket, why you now understand why race is even a thing. You understand why gender is a thing. And in this hierarchy, women are at the bottom and black women are at the bottom. And right on the bottom is black men. Black men are on the middle. Then there is a problem. White women are also in the bottom in their own dynamic. So white women and black men are always going to find issues with power and control. So these two people are the same socially. So a lot of black men don't have power in the world, so they take it out on women. They take it out on the black women, or they marry the white women so that they can get some kind of power and proximity
Why do you
to
think
whiteness.
Why do you think, especially young black men, voted for Trump? They didn't vote for Kamala. I was in a live like this morning, like 3 a.m.
Yes, that's the thing. It's about
And I'm
power.
listening.
It is
Yep,
all
I was
about
listening
power.
to this live.
Hold on. You guys are talking over each other. You're talking over each other.
Okay. So yeah, I was in this live this morning, right?
I think I'm lagging.
I was in this live this morning, or am I lagging?
No, you're not. But there's an echo with your. Are you playing it in your thing, your Bluetooth?
Yes, I am.
Okay, there's an echo. I can hear myself every time you start speaking.
Okay, Richie, let me
How's it
finish
now?
my
Do you
line
hear
of
it now?
thought so that I can.
You hear the echo?
Richie, can I finish? Let me finish my line of thought so that I can,
Yeah,
land.
go on.
Now, when somebody wants power, they need to take power from someone else. That is how power is maintained. And if I want to take power from you, I need to control you. So everybody in the power hierarchy has to be indoctrinated in a way that they have to be in that cycle. So I was talking to a bunch of women the other day. I told them women were indoctrinated to be controlled. And that cycle lives within women. And it has been passed down from generation to generation that even when we see the problem, we identify the problem, we don't know how to handle it because we don't have the capability. We need to deconstruct the way or the things we know about men and power, about our lives, about God, because God or religion is an aspect of control. And you can see how powerful it is that people play the God thing to get people to do whatever they want. All they have to do is to keep a facade. So when this power thing comes, this power play of a thing comes in, the people who are not in power don't have the ability or the capability to understand how the person who is in power works. So our educational systems, the way we see ourselves, the color of our skin, the sex we have, women or men, places us in level. So when a woman tends to go up, a man has to suppress her down because when a woman has control over her body, a man cannot have power because he cannot control life. All this thing is about controlling the womb of a woman, which is the body. Because if men cannot control it, they will not feel like men. So we are at the bottom as black women, as women in general. So if men cannot lose that control. So when we started talking about 4B, childless women, child-free women, deconstructing from religion, they had to do something to get us back into the loop again. That was how I knew this election would go the way I've always known. It was just sad to see it play out the way I thought it would play out because it's a power thing, it's a dominance thing, it's a control thing. Each time you want to get out of power, they will roll you back. Just like we do deconstruction. Anytime we talk about deconstruction, you will see people that will come up here and tell us, oh, this verse of the Bible, we have a particular verse for a particular thing. When you talk to women, they know where to go to. They'll go to Genesis, they'll go to Ruth. They have the skill. We have been indoctrinated to keep ourselves in the indoctrination. That is how it works. And it's all a power thing, it's all a dominance thing. So the powerless cannot have power because when you have power, the other thing feels powerless. I used to tell a lot of ladies, the reason you are hated is also the reason you are loved. So you have a lot of cognitive dissonance because you don't even know who loves you and who hates you. So you keep getting yourself in that cycle over and over and over and over again. Even when you feel like you're escaping, you come back because there are going to be people who have to keep you in your powerless position so they can have power over you. Even when they make drastic changes, even when they sound bigoted, even when they say things that are racist. When he started saying those things, I knew what it was about. When they started going to abortion, I knew what it was about. It was about relooping women and putting women in check. All this thing is about keeping women in check. It is not about religion. It is not about God. It's about keeping women in check. Because if they don't keep women in check, they're going to lose control. So it is all about control, controlling women's bodies. That's what it is. Nothing else.
That's and other things as well, especially when it comes to the trans issues, LGBTQ issues, values, right? They feel like the liberals are, sort of destroying the values of the country. But anyway, I don't like to speak on like the American. I prefer for Americans to speak on that themselves, because so that I can say anything that is wrong.
That's, I've been doing a lot of that today, but you got to be careful because based on what happens in Ukraine and how Trump reacts to all of that, this will affect Europe very heavily, this presidency.
How?
Yes, it's like a domino. It's like a domino.
Because right now the U.S. is putting in most of the money into this effort, this war effort, right? Mm-hmm. If Trump threatens Ukraine, I'm going to pull all the money unless you give up this war. And they say to them, you have to give up half of your country to Russia, right? What do you think Russia's going to do next? They're not going to sit there. Russia's going to go after maybe Latvia or another country. Now those countries are in NATO. Now you have the NATO charter that says you must defend each other. But Trump is already talking about pulling out of NATO because Trump is about money all the time. He doesn't have any moral imperative to do anything. There is no moral imperative in his life. So the fact that pulling out of NATO, because NATO may be behind on payments by 6 months, he doesn't care.
Well,
So
they're eating the cats and eating the dogs.
That's right. You know, and unfortunately, this is what this man can say. Like you were saying, Vessel, you can say this all. He can say all this stuff, but over 70% of white teen women voted for him. Everybody thought white teen women were gonna vote for Kamala Harris. No, they voted for Joe Biden because Joe Biden was a white teen man. They weren't voting for no black woman.
Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier that Biden won because he was male. And now you've got a female, because every time women went up against Trump, he ended up winning.
Oh well, what's her name? Kamala. She fought really hard. She did.
Yeah, she did. She tried. She was fighting against. She was fighting a lot. She was fighting being a woman. She was fighting skin color. It's crazy.
I in this live that I was, and the thing about it, what shocks me is how many young black people were for Trump. They said she ain't even no black woman. She's a Jamaican and an Indian. I says, and what do you think Jamaican people are?
Oh,
they didn't care. They don't care. I was shocked at the level of ignorance and the level of disdain they had for her. Not only black young men, but young black women.
Wow.
Based on no evidence, no knowledge.
Afro, this thing we call indoctrination is deep. Indoctrination. Indoctrination is so deep that you don't even know why you hate the things you hate. You don't know why you love the things you love. And you are not in control of your emotions. You just do things based on how you feel, because it's the collective thing. We hate this person. Okay, let's hate this. They don't even have a reason. They just, if you ask people, they just say indoctrination. Indoctrination is deeper than we think it is. And that's why whenever I talk about religion, I don't pity anybody. I go straight and tell you what I want to tell you. I go straight and tell you what I want to tell you, because the dangers of indoctrination, believing things to be true without evidence, the dangers of it, what it does on the long run, at the end of the day, is going to put all of us in trouble. Because if you believe something to be true without verifying, it means you can believe a lie to be true.
And that's why you don't back off. I noticed that, Vessel. You do not back off.
Vessel doesn't back off at all.
Back off for what?
So, for the people in the United States, congratulations. It was a new president. And Ms. Masani says he showed up for the race con man. Right.
Hi, Jezebel. I didn't realize that was you right there.
What? All this time you didn't even realize?
Who did you think it was?
That's because I have my grandson running back and just, he's, because I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I'm talking to him and I'm not listening clearly. So I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm not tracking everybody.
In the car with you?
With us. Yeah, there's a group, there's several
Afro.
of us.
Oh, okay.
Afro, I have gist for you. I went on a panel. I came up. one Christian brother saw my name and he came up and he just came up. I want to talk to the lady, Jezebel. Why are you answering Jezebel? You're like your father, Jezebel, demon, Jezebel, the Satan. Your father is dead. You're a wicked woman. You're an evil woman. He doesn't even know who I am. You see this name, Jezebel? I'm telling you. Why are you answering Jezebel? You're like your father, the demon. You're like your father, the devil. You know, you are Satan just because of the name.
How did you respond?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
You know me now. I said, yes, I am the devil. What are you going to do about it? My father sent me.
The reason why I'm asking you how you responded, right? The other day we had a young lady come up here. Her name was God's favorite child, right? In all bold letters, right? And it was a very simple question. Why have you got that name? And she made it.
And of course, Vessel jumped all over her. Vessel did not give her a break. Vessel tore her a new arch.
Rip.
This is how I answered the question.
Sorry.
This is how I answered. This is how I answered the question. I said, the Bible is a book of fiction and fairy tale. And in that book, there's a character I like and I resonate with her story. Her name is Jezebel. It's a character at the end of the day. Just like Harry Potter, like, you know, Spider-Man, Batman, Wonder Woman. I chose Jezebel. He was pissed. You are like your father, the devil.
It's an entitled POS.
You know what I actually believe when men come after women like that, when he sees you and he focuses on you, it's more than just that they're intrigued. He was intrigued by you. That attracted him to you. That's why he went. That's why he went that way. I know men's mentality. Man does not go and focus on a woman like that, and there's just something about that woman, just because of the name and all that stuff. And then he heard you talk. You were like a magnet to him. He's talking all that religious stuff, but the reality is he found you attractive.
I mean, have you seen her? Have you seen Jezebel? Of course he will.
Oh, I've seen her. Yeah, no, she's a good looking lady. And I know how men think. I just know it.
So never mind all those things the guy was busy saying. If you're paying attention to what he was not saying, it's what he was not saying that you should pay attention to. And of course, Jezebel, the kind of work that you will catch on to the things that he's not saying.
Because in the end, I think most Christian men want a Jezebel.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
They do. They want a woman that's a little saucy, a little woman with a little edge, a little woman that is titillating. All that they want that. They want that woman to just make him lose his damn mind.
Don't you see them losing their minds over me whenever they come on here? They become obsessed. Vessel.
And it's the same thing when you come off as a strong woman and all that. The same thing. I watch with Afro. Afro's got that nice, soft, soothing voice. I watch not all men, but then I see when there's certain men. And I'm going to tell you something. They're even friendlies. I watch some friendlies with you women. I see it. I even see it, and I find it. I've ever since I was a kid, the dynamics between couples, be it straight, heterosexual, homo, it didn't matter. I love to watch the dynamics because it's so plain to see to me. And I see it. It is crazy on it. And the men, and honestly, don't get those African men started because they lose their damn mind.
Listen, if they're already doing that and they haven't seen Vessel, they've not seen her. Imagine if they could see her. They would lose their shit. They would be completely oh goodness. They all
Afro don't start.
listen, I'm dead serious. I'm not patronizing. I'm dead serious. Right? If they could see her, right? Her beauty. Oh my, they would be all over the place. They would be
Who's the other girl from the other young lady from London too? What's her name? The one who goes after the Muslims, the light skinned Nigerian girl.
Bola.
Yeah, they lose their mind over her too.
Oh my goodness! So that girl, she's one powerhouse over there.
Now she is hot. She is hot.
And I love it when she goes, with all due respect, you know it's gonna kick off. Woo! When Bola says, with all due respect, you better back up.
You know what I
with all due respect, respectfully.
what I admire, right, about her, which I can't sometimes I don't have that, right? When you start messing about, she drops you like this. She would drop you and listen, she keeps that. It's like a revolving door. Off you go. For me, I will still keep you longer.
She drops people so fast.
Her up. What name is she using now?
She's using Allah's what? No, she's changed it.
That's because they keep all the Christians and the Muslims keep reporting her. They go after her.
She's using the gods. The gods must be crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On a different.
Kenya. Drop your nyash. Hey.
Oh yes, mom. Hey, Kenya. She says,
and you know what's really funny? When someone comes in there, and if you're a soft-spoken woman and you try to slip things behind her, past her, like you're trying to be one of these nice Christians or Muslims, but you're still talking to mess. That's when I think she likes that less. Women who like women like Muslims and women Christian women, she don't like it because she says of all the people who should know better. So she really gets on them.
Yes, you should know better.
Some people think that when they come up there, they just think she's soft. They just think, oh, she's, let's go and play with her a little bit. But my goodness.
No, I'm more on the life. We have rules. And when people are disrespectful, I can interject and cut in and tell them not to disrespect her. And I think this is one thing women need to start doing. Like when things are not when people are trying to be condescending, you need to check them immediately. Like don't disrespect the host. This is the host live. If you cannot keep to the rules, you can drop. And if you raise your voice, you're dropped immediately. She doesn't give people that leniency. There's always this authority there that you know that if you're talking on that live, you have to be under her policies, or else you have to go.
That's where I'm different.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, if a mod drops someone and you bring them back up, the mod must respect your decision. You want to have a conversation with that person. Therefore, the mod must respect you. I mean, I've blocked people and you've told me off for blocking people, and I've not blocked them again after you've blocked them. Because I understand that it's your fault.
That's right. She's trying to build something here, and she wants to build it in a certain way.
Just about next time when Evangelist will please send me an invite, because I don't see her showing.
I'll send it to you as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is your account and I don't have it.
she's always restricted. So she's trying to change accounts all the time because those men go after her. They don't like the way she takes over, and it pisses them off. So they're always reporting her.
He tells them as it is. And the thing is, they come up because they think she doesn't know what she's talking about. But then they get annoyed when they discover that she actually knows more about their religion than they do.
Yes. And then is when they resort to racism. Oh my, it always happens. Always. It's that bringing her race into it.
That's all they can do. That is all they can do, because even if she was the same race as them, they would bring up the fact of the woman.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They'll find something, which is disgusting.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
But Afro is our mommy G.O. She's nice and kind. There's nothing wrong with that too, you know. I think it has to do with, like, in the spaces of deconstruction, there are different styles. That is one of the uniqueness and beauty of life. There are different styles, there are different variations. And at the end of the day, being yourself is all that matters. There are women who have that authoritarian figure, and there are women who are more nurturing. So I think at the end of the day, it boils down to being who you really are, and but also understanding that who you are can also be a reason why people treat you the way they treat you. So you are the one in control, and you're the one calling the shots. So it doesn't necessarily matter. We all have our different ways of approaching things.
I think also when I think about it, age might be something as well, because I am much older than she is. I'm not trying to compare me and her, but I'm just saying, I don't know if that's an element. When you're older, there's some things that you just do not, you don't take seriously.
I don't think so. It's the crowd, because that crowd, that audience that she has, if she shows them her teeth, they will.
Yes.
Honestly, that is battlegrounds. Do me, I do you. Finish.
And the thing is, these religions are very misogynistic, especially the Abrahamic religions. They are very misogynistic, and on the misogyny side, the Islamic people are way more misogynistic. So if you're going to be engaging in that conversation, like in the topic of Islam, you are a woman, you really, really need to be dominant. If not, they are going to want to tear you down. So one thing I usually do is, whenever I want to talk about religion on my own space, I do get things like this as well on my space, because the construction I do is mostly for women. We usually get guys come in and talk about it. I know that misogyny is every day, like, so I have to find a way to balance, so that I don't, but it's just different for everybody. But you just have to understand that misogyny, most of these people are seeing you in a certain light. They are seeing you as a demon, they're seeing you as a witch, they're seeing you as a woman, they're seeing you as less than. So they are always going to come with that condescending and approach, and it's always good to keep that in mind and check it.
Sorry, I was just trying to. Someone said to drop her in the chat, so I'm trying to see if I can find Allah's side cheek. Let's see.
Is it Allah's side check, or I think it's the girls must be crazy now? And they are tearing down her account too. So she's changing her name all the time.
Okay. I'm trying to find. It's really hard to know which one it is. It's when she's live. I'll have to send it to you. That's the only way.
And she has not been going live. So one of the things
There are people who have left it. I think that thing she does is very good as well, because there are people who have left the religion. So people who have left the religion are the people who engage in certain conversations with people. So she has her own deconstructed Islamic people that go against the other Islamic people as well, because these religious people, they are never going to tell you the truth. So some things in the faith of Islam can be very heavy in the mouth. So the people who have practiced it are better. And then they have these apostasy laws of people leaving the religion. So whenever they find out that people who have left and they are talking about religion, they come in, they want to attack everybody, they want to bring people down, they want to talk about how you're a woman, you're a single mother, and all those things. It's just what it is. So they take her account down. She has to keep renaming and changing the names of her accounts.
When she's live, I'll have to send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. But the other person who was asking, wait, let me follow you. Solar education. I will send it to you. I follow you now. Solar education. And so when she's live, I'll send it to you. Okay. So if she goes live tomorrow, I'll send it to you. Okay. Anyway, people, it's a bit dead around here, so I think we might just give it a little break. It looks like a lot of people are still trying to, either celebrate, or some people are real sad over the events in in the US. My goodness. So not many people. There's some decent men of God, and Selman is one of them. No, he's not one of them. I played a video of Selman where he was lying. Selman is a liar. He's a thief and a con man, and he's still trying to hold on to the tithe. He's trying to hold on. It's not working anymore. Selman needs to understand it's not working anymore. That grip he has on tithing is not working anymore, right? He needs to start doing something else. He needs to start doing something, because let me tell you, that's what they've been preaching all these years is no longer feasible. No longer. It's there's a lot more people now speaking about it. So it's
The Rwanda president just needs to go to Nigeria and start shutting down churches, showing them how it's done. Because now it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I played it was just short, but listen, it was enough to tell you how much of a con man he is. I mean, for anyone who was listening to, you know. Mm-mm. So anyway, people, I'm going to love and leave you so I can come back again tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
Vessel, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for the gifts, for the shares, the likes, the taps. Thank you. Afro.
Thank you so much. CJ Black, it's good to see you. I haven't seen wait, Jason Ferguson. Oh, woman, fear God. Fuck God, man. Why should I fear that trash? Fear God. If it be the work of God, it will stand. If not, well, the God will have to exist first. Right? The God will have to exist for it to either stand or not stand. And if there is a God up there, fuck him. Fuck that God. Tell you. He needs to be never mind. So no. Nobody needs to fear that character. Nobody needs to. No.
My right leg is pressing on his bola.
All right, everyone. Good night. Good night, people.
Good night.
Good night.